Hello and welcome to Remember the Times. I am your host, Victor Marrow. And today we have with us Mr. Joseph Cooper, former student athlete who played basketball for the Enfield High Cougars and the Southeast Halifax High School Trojans. Hello, Joseph.
How you doing?
Thanks for coming today and taking time to your schedule to spend some time with us.
Glad to be here.
To tell your story. Let's start off, where did you grow up and what schools did you attend, elementary, high school, college, and talk about your growing up and all that.
Grew up in Enfield and I attended Inboard Elementary and went to Enfield High. Then we consolidated and we went to Southeast Halifax. That's where I graduated.
Right. What year did you graduate?
1983.
Okay. When did you realize that you wanted to play sports and when did that get into you to play sports?
Well, we always liked to play, when we stayed where we call it black ball.
Right.
I always liked to play basketball and football, but we had a basketball goal and a lot of guys would come over and play, and I kind of could play pretty good,
Right.
And I had a neighbor next door. I guess everybody know him, Kenny Hill.
Oh yeah.
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 Sometimes I used to hate to see him coming,
Oh, yeah.
but cause he was good.
Yes.
But I'm glad he was there, cause that made me better.
Right.
And I always played with the older guys.
Right.
Cause I was a little bigger and a little better than. I was a little bigger, so skill made me better by playing with the older guys.
Right. So did you play at inboard?
I played 1 year at inboard. I played my 7th grade year.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't play the 8th grade year because I liked the coach. The coach was cool in the classroom, but he was a Bobby Knight, He was a good guy though. Don't get me wrong, Mr. Sled.
Right.
Mr. B.B. Sled.
Oh, yeah.
So everybody know him, but he was a good guy, but he was just a little too rough for me. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about Enfield High. Because you went to Enfield High, then went to Southeast Halifax. What year did you go to Enfield High?
It's 79, 80. That was my first year.
Freshman year.
Yeah.
And did you play ball that year?
Yes.
Okay. Did you start?
Yes, I did. I went
as a freshman.
As a freshman, I went to JV. I went to about 3 or 4 practices, and then Mr. Jenkins, he was the coach. He told me, you need to go to varsity. You ain't need you to come back here. So
right.
I went to varsity practice, and I did start.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what grade were you in when you started dunking?
Before I got to high school, probably in the summer, probably about right before the 8th grade ended.
You could dunk?
Yeah, I could dunk.
In the 8th grade?
Yeah. I could dunk a volleyball in the 7th grade, but I couldn't dunk a basketball then. But about in the 8th grade, I could dunk a basketball near the end of the school year.
Now, how was your freshman year in high school? How was that playing basketball? How was that your freshman year?
Well, it was good. It was a good learning. It was good. I learned a lot, but I had a lot of help because being I was younger than they were. One that I didn't have the confidence, but which I thought I did good, and I got a little frustrated one time there, and Mr. Cooper, he took me from the lineup and replaced me with William Farmer, but that was a good thing, because at the end of we at that time we would play. We had a deep team. We would play the starters would play 5 minutes, and the other guy would play 3 minutes.
Right.
But when they get to he took me out the lineup, but in the third and maybe in the 4th quarter, I would be back in the lineup. Right.
So this is your freshman year.
That's my freshman year.
Now, how about your sophomore year now?
Well, that was a good year there. Yeah, that was one of the best teams that.
And who was on that team?
It was me, Kenny Hilton, Tony James, Cornelius Harris, we call him Peanut. Dennis Jones.
Oh yeah.
Timmy was on that. Timmy McDaniel, he was on that team also. But William Foreman, Wilson Hunter.
What about Roland Conyers?
No, he was there when I was my freshman year.
Okay.
Yeah, freshman year.
Now, one of those teams, Mr. Cooper felt could have won the state championship.
That was the last year at Enfield High.
Last year, that's your junior year.
That's my sophomore year.
That's a team that was a great.
Yeah, that's the team. That's the team I just named right there. Yeah.
Okay. Now, your junior year, were you infield or southeast?
Junior year at Southeast.
Okay. How was that transition?
That was a smooth transition. That was a good. We had a good team there too.
Okay. Who was on that team?
It was me, Timmy McDaniel, Paul Nicholson, Don O'Brien, a guy from Scar Neck named Duncan, Mike Conyers, Eugene Davis, and Ron Hill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had that Clarence Bond. That team there, we had for some reason we could have. I think that team was just as good as the one
Infield.
at Enfield, but I get a team in Enfield the nod, you know. But Antonio Jones was on that team also, Ricky Whitaker. But we had beat. That's the year that Warren County. David Henderson went.
But y'all beat them in the tournament.
We beat them we beat them twice. They beat us once.
Right.
But I don't think they could. But we just couldn't. For some reason, we could not beat Northampton East.
Right.
And them guys, we was like 8. We were like 8-0, and they came to our home and beat us in the infield. You know, because we were, the gym wasn't ready at the time, so we would play some home games in infield in Scar Neck.
Right.
And the next time we played them was in they beat us twice. They beat us at their place, they beat us there. Then we played them in the semifinals of the championship. And I fouled out of that game. And, that's the only game I fouled out the whole year. And when we fouled out, I had scored like eight points in a row, and we were up 3.
Right.
And it came down to 30. It was 39 seconds. But when I went out, my buddy Ricky had played good because he came off the bench, and he had played some good basketball. But he came down, he went behind his back, the ball went over here, and that was a layup for them.
Right.
And then one of the guys got a traveling call, and they scored. So now we down 1.
Right.
But Paul Nicholson scored a basket. So we up by 1 with 30. I think it's 39 seconds in the yearbook. If you look at that yearbook, you can see Ricky Whitaker standing at the half court line, and we got a jump ball. Antonio is jumping against the man. Antonio is about 6'3".
Right.
The man he jumping against is about 5'8". And we on our end, so they don't even put nobody on there.
Right.
They put 2 men around Timothy and 2 men around Paul. And Don O'Brien standing right behind Antonio. So if he tipped the ball right behind Antonio, we get the ball with 39 seconds. We still got the lead. He tried to tip the ball to Timmy or Paul, and they got the ball and they went down and scored.
Right.
That got us again right there, man.
Now, your sophomore year, Kenny Hitter was a senior then.
Yeah, he was a senior.
Because that's the first time I saw you play your sophomore year, and you dunked. And you dunked again. And I said, who was that? I said, that's Joe Cooper. And I never forgot that. I was in North Carolina Central. And I came in and I saw you were on the wing, and you took off and you went up. I said, good. I knew Kenny could dunk.
Yeah.
Now, the transition from Enfield High to Southeast, your junior and seniors, how was that?
It was a smooth transition. Yeah, it was a smooth transition. We had like I said, and the guys from Scar Neck, they really embraced it because they weren't winning a lot of games.
Right.
So and we were. So you know when but they had some pretty good players.
Right.
But they just weren't winning. But and they like. You know, like a lot of people thought it was gonna be a lot of conflict,
Right,
you know, but it wasn't that. Them guys, they had like Donald Bryant, that guy, he would rather, if he have a layup, he'll give it to you. He won't even take a layup. He just loved to pass that basketball and get rebounds. I mean, he was smooth, man, you know. But I love, and a guy named Jay, we love playing with them guys. It was a smooth transition.
Now talk about, Joe, talk about the first game at Southeast. Because I seen a clip with you dunking. And I think y'all played Gates County.
Gates County, yeah.
Talk about that game and what you did in that game.
That you know, kind of like a breakout game because, like I said, we did really nobody knew us, but they didn't. You know, they used to see me walking. That's what they used to say. After that game, they said, "Man, I ain't know you can do that. You act like you can't even hardly walk." You know, so but I had a pretty good game that game.
Yeah,
I had
scored 30-some points, I think.
Yeah, I had 30. I think I had 34.
34 points.
Yeah,
how many dunks?
Eight.
Eight dunks.
Eight of them were dunks, and I gave Timmy 3 of them. You know, so yeah, that was a good game, man.
Now, from Enfield High and Southeast Halifax, what would you say was probably your best game you ever played, from freshman on through senior year? What would you think would be your best game? I know you had a lot of good ones in there.
Yeah, I think the most rewarding one to me was when I was in the 10th grade, and who was it? Edgecombe. The Edgecombe had beat us in the tournament championship. And that game hurt me so bad I cried because I knew, you know, I said, well, next year, Kenny, Tonio James, Dennis, all of these guys gonna be gone, you know. So I said, I liked it. I said, that was my chance at a title. So when we got back in, when we went to the district, you know, Currituck had beat us when I was a freshman. When I was a freshman, we went to the district, and Currituck beat us probably about 30 points. You know, so we played the first game of the district. We played Gunberry. We beat Gunberry. Second game, we played Currituck. We beat them. And the championship game, we got Edgecombe.
Okay.
And I think that was the most rewarding game.
And what you do in that game?
I was the leading scorer in that game, and I was on. They think like they had a goal down there 12 feet. When I was the only one got a dunk in the whole tournament. You know, I think that was my most rewarding game right there.
I understand.
Yeah.
Now, were you all conference and all that?
Yeah, I made all conference twice. Twice. Junior C. I made all conference, all region, all East, honorable mention.
Wow.
I made all state third team when I was a senior.
All state?
Yeah, third team. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, Joseph, why didn't you play football? Because I mean, you had the size and
I
the build.
I used to love football. I used to always say I was Drew Pearson, you know, 'cause I could. They know I could catch a football. But we used to come out there, but you probably won't pay us no mind. Me, a guy named Davis Richard, we call him Butterbean, my brother Kirby, Leon.
Right.
We used to come out there and watch our practice almost every day. We used to love to come see y'all practice football, 'cause we wanted to play football.
Right.
And we played every day at home, just like we did basketball. And my 8th grade year, before I got to high school, 7th or 8th grade year before I got to high school, you remember this, Bay McDaniel got his leg broke.
Yeah.
And you know, everybody look up to Bay to be there, you know.
That's right.
And so, and I knew Bay was a good basketball player too, so that right there, that's what I said, if that happened to Bay, it could happen to me.
Right.
And that's why I never played football.
Right.
If Bay McDowell would have never got his leg broke,
Right.
I would have played.
Well, Bay finished a year behind me because I came out in '76 and he was starting fullback.
Yeah.
Then Jesse Joe became the starting quarterback after I graduated. And I thought they were going to state championship, but he broke his leg.
Yeah.
But he was good though.
Yeah, he was
So
good.
that's why you didn't play football.
That's why. That's the only reason why I didn't play.
Did Musbury try to get you to come out?
Yeah, he did. He tried to get me to play baseball. He tried to get me to play football. Both the coaches. The other coach, Mr. Rush, when he was at Southeast, they tried, man, tried to get me to play baseball, but I wouldn't. I said I got to stay ready for basketball, and I think it was. I won't know one thing along them lines because Kenny Hilton could throw a football. He was just like his brother Jesse. He could throw a football.
Right.
And with Roger Whittaker, he was with us too. He was on that team with us. He was like the Magic Johnson of that team, six man. He was
right.
Roger did good for us in that last year at Enfield High, And Roger the only one play him and Jeff Lyons that was on the basketball team.
Right. Yeah. So you were offered a scholarship to Fayetteville State, play basketball.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was all right. I went there. And I was doing pretty good, but to me, the older I get, I know I should have really waited it out, but it's kind of, and I know a lot of people say, you can't make the transition from high school to college, but that wasn't the problem. My problem was it's kind of hard to sit there and watch somebody in front of you when,
and you better.
But I didn't go in there expecting to start, which I could have, but they had some couple seniors there, and I think all our game was right near on about the same level.
Right.
I can understand not playing with them, but see, the coach told us that I put it to you this way. One of them guys, he kicked off the team, and so we were playing. I was playing a little bit, but the guy that he kicked off the team, now he was good. I can't take that from him, man. He kind of reminded me of Kenny Hilton a little bit.
Right.
Now, he could play. Named Marvin Hardy. He's from Florida. He was good.
Right.
And but the coach kept messing with him. Really, he ran him off the team.
Right.
And so he quit. So the coach he kept messing with him till he went on and quit. And the coach said, well, it'll take an act of Congress for him to come back in here and play. So as the season went on, I was a shooting guard, and they won't get no points from the shooting guard, no points. And so they had a meeting one day, and they say, we gonna ask the coach to put Marvin back on the team because we need some shooting guards. Yeah, I'm still sitting here, and I told the captain, Big Ed and Tree, I said, look, man, hey, I'm gonna let this go because I can't be sitting behind these guys. He said, Coop, no, I'm gonna talk to him. We know, I'm gonna talk to him. So, well, I said, okay, so we had a game that night, and I'm gonna tell you what really hurt, man. I ain't gonna call the guy's name, but the dude went to Northwest, and he was about 6'3". If you give him the ball, he couldn't dribble the length of the court. That's the man got the job.
Right.
And I said, well, that's it for me. So I went on and gave it up. And then I went, at the end of the season, I talked to Mr. Vaughn at Elizabeth City.
Right.
And so they told me to come, so I did. I went to Elizabeth City.
Okay.
I went to Elizabeth City my second year, and I stayed down there for about 2 weeks, and I got kind of homesick because it was like it was like born back there, so it won't like Fayetteville, So I said, the coach knew I was gonna leave before I left Fayetteville State, so he kept asking me, you coming back? You coming back? I said, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I called him one day. I said, look, coach. He said, where you at, man? I said, I'm down here in Elizabeth City. What you doing out there? I said, well, man, I'm thinking about coming back. He said, well, come on back Monday. I have all your paperwork ready. So I said, okay, all right. So I did. I went back, but I had to sit out there a semester. So I went back, and I got some pretty good playing time then. And but it's kind of amazing because when they used to put me in the game, I used to go in for, I was a shooting guard,
Right.
but I used to go in for Sam and Big Ed. Big Ed was 6'9", Sam was 6'7".
Right.
So I was smaller forward than CIAA on the back line.
In the CIAA?
Yeah, that's what I used. That's what I played when I played. I was a forward.
Okay.
Cause that's most of who I went in to get, Big Ed or Sam. But I would get the rebound. I did my thing there, And I actually should have stayed there because, my time was coming, but I just didn't. And my advice to kids now, I kind of went to school with the wrong thing in mind. I went to play basketball, and should go to get that education. Because if I had went to get the education, I would have stayed.
I understand.
You see, and I did all right, but I still, I let a good opportunity go. And after that, and then I really, after that, they came up with that, USBA league. A couple guys from there, from Fayetteville State, one or two guys, they went on to play in that league, So, but that one hadn't, that was about 2-3 years after I left.
Right.
About 2 years after I left, they had got a coach that used to be assistant coach to Wichita State.
Right.
And I was in the park one day, and he came to my house because he had got the job at Fayetteville State.
Right.
And he came there to my house and told me he heard about how things went down at Fayetteville State, and said, "Look, come on back down here, and I'll give you a fair shot at it." Because I heard about what happened, but I never went back. I thought about it, but I didn't ever go back. Yeah.
Well, Joseph, starting from the time you were a youngster, say up until now, how has sports positively impacted your life?
Sports, I mean, it gave me an edge, Then it learn to get along with others. Then you can, just cause we don't agree, you can agree to disagree.
Right.
Cause just like on the court, you call ball, I don't, we ain't got to fight about it.
Right.
We can argue on the court, but we can still be friends when we leave.
Right.
And, I transitioned that to life, You got to work for what you get. Ain't nobody gonna give you nothing. So, and I respect a lot of people. And then I get a lot of respect from coming from playing basketball.
Right.
And a lot of people come up to me. I don't even know them, but
I understand.
And it helps.
Now, a lot of great athletes came out of infield, particularly in basketball. Which teammate of yours would you say did you really respect as far as an athlete that was a teammate of yours? Or teammates? Or a team?
Teammates, I got to say, Kenny Hilton, Peanut Harris, Cornelius, Timmy McDaniel,
Right.
and Roger Wood. Yeah, because me and Roger used to. Mr. Cooper used to break us up in practice. Cause he said, that's why y'all stay in fire trouble, because we used to battle, you know. But a couple others, you know, Davis Richardson Butterbean. Now
Oh yes.
he my junior year, he broke his ankle when we were playing Northampton, and that really hurt the team because we could never seem to put nobody in that spot to fill that void because he had just got into the starting lineup, and he was doing some pretty good things on the court.
Now, you didn't play baseball, did you?
No.
But Kirby played baseball.
Yeah, he played baseball.
Now, but you're older than Kirby.
Yeah.
So did he look up to you as an athlete? Did you inspire him, or as far as an athlete? Because he was a great baseball
Yeah, he
player.
loved baseball. I wouldn't say so because he was a baseball. We played everything together, but he just played baseball, and I guess being a little brother he tried to. I guess that's what really pushed him to you know, he wanted to be known for something too.
Right.
But I tell you, the guy that really was the real influence behind me and him both was my Uncle Warren.
Okay.
Warren Lynch.
Warren Lynch, yeah.
Yeah, and
yes. He's your uncle.
yeah, that's my uncle.
Okay.
My mama baby brother.
I didn't know that.
That guy was so hard on us. I mean, that dude. I mean, he was so hard on us, man. And he was good at. He could play everything.
Yeah, he was left-handed.
Not that one. It's another one.
Okay.
That's my cousin. That one.
Okay.
The one that preached. That's what you talking
Right,
about.
right.
That's my cousin.
Okay.
But the other one is another one. And that guy, he was so hard on us. And like we used to always play basketball at my grandmama's house, the big blue house where ain't there no more.
Right.
And, like I said, hanging out with he used to always be over there. He was like 3 years older than me.
Right.
And I'm like 8, 9, his guy like 10, 11, 12 years old.
Right.
And he used to come over there and play with him and some of his friends. And then he used to always try to get me to go to the park.
Right.
I said, man, I ain't going no park. So he used to, man, you scared, you know. I said, man, I ain't going out there. So he kept on till one day I went. And you know how you play 21 to 2 high got you. So I won the game. And they said, all right, it was 2 highs choose. So I said, well, I ain't playing. So Warren said, why you ain't playing? Didn't you win the game? So I said, well, yeah, didn't I tell you, man, you ain't got to be scared, go on and play. So me and Tim Lyons were the 2 highs. So ever since that day, I started going to the park.
I understand.
And you know how they do. Then you know the lights used to come on too at night.
Right, that's right.
And you know how it go in the park. I think if you can play in Oakview Park,
That's
you can
exactly
play
right.
anywhere in the world.
That's exactly right.
So you know how you be doing. The little guy down here shooting, so the big guy said coming down. So that means you got to get out the
That's
court.
right.
And I was like in the 7th grade then. And we were down there shooting, and the guy said, all right, coming down. And they said, Lil Joe, Robert Knight. I said, Lil Joe, you with us. And ever since then, I was on my way.
How did you get the nickname Lil Joe?
Named after my dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, growing up, Joseph, you started playing basketball, 8th grade and all that, high school. Was there any one player at the professional level, collegiate level, high school level that influenced you, that you want to pattern your game after? Or who was your favorite player or players?
My David Thompson was my friend. That's why I don't like Carolina. So they beat, you know, they beat. I remember they beat State in the championship.
When they had field four.
When they had run that 4-corner
Right.
man, run that ball around, and but David Thompson, and I got with State because of my Uncle Warren. He liked the Wolfpack.
Right.
And you know they beat you know, he had that Sports Illustrated when him and Bill Walton was on the cover.
Yes.
And you know, that's why that's what David Thompson was my first, but the second one was Dr. J.
Dr. J.
Yeah, Dr. J, man. I love to see the doctor. I love to see him dunk. And that's kind of, and that what made me want to keep trying to dunk and dunk and dunk, you know. Then I kind of got into like, I like guys like, I like James Worthy. I don't like Carolina, but I love James Worthy.
Right.
Yeah, because he used to come with that stature, you know, and Mark Aguirre and Adrian Dantley. But I'm a Boston man, but
You're Boston fan.
I'm a Boston man, you know. I remember back in the day when I started going for them when they beat Kareem when he was with because I've been
when they had Havlicek and all
yeah,
that. Jay County,
yeah. So that's when I started going for them.
But Doctor played for Philadelphia though.
Yeah, he played with Philadelphia. Yeah, he played with Philadelphia. But you know, back then you used to always hear about Dr. J, but you know how they did in the NBA then, but because we could never see those games, all we could see what the clips.
Right.
And you know, every time you see what you see him coming in there.
Right.
And that's what I wanted to do.
See, I remember he was in the ABA.
Yeah.
And, he had that big throw to the Virginia Squires and then New York Nets.
Mm-hmm.
And then they folded and he went to the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah.
So you like Dr. J and David Thompson?
Yeah, that's what I like.
You ever get a chance to meet Thompson?
No, I never had a chance to meet.
You think you could jump like him?
No, he could get up there.
Yeah, you can rise up too though.
Yeah, he could get up. If I was his height, we might be a little competition.
Now, how tall are you?
About 6'1". About 6'1".
Okay. And you didn't play football?
No, I didn't play. I wish I would have.
Okay. Well, Joseph, I thank you for coming out today.
Okay.
And spending time with us and sharing some of your experiences.
Okay.
I really enjoyed this, and I certainly wish you well in your life's journey. And this has been very great. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
And I'm your host, Victor Marrow, and again, this is Remember the Times. Thank you so much.